gang rape of a young woman in Delhi in a moving bus has become a trigger point for anger not just in the national capital but across India. It's become a test case for how long we're going to wait before there are more stringent laws for those who assault women, and more fundamental questions are being asked as well. Is the political response sensitive enough? Why is rape treated only as a women's issue? Why should only women politicians stand up and march against rape? And is this incident going to be enough to bring a systemic change? Joining us to talk about all of these issues is Delhi's Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit. It's a painful time, I think, for many of us to hear the horror and the brutality of what has happened to this young 23-year-old woman who's presently fighting for her life in a hospital in Delhi. Not just beaten up and assaulted, but raped, a metal rod used to violate her, left stranded on the streets of Delhi, raped in a moving bus. I mean, it's tough to even describe it. It's an unspeakable horror. And our city today, the capital of India, is being called the rape capital of India. You're the Chief Minister of Delhi, and this is the city you preside over, now described as the rape capital of India while a young girl fights for her life.
Barkha, I mean, this is about the most painful thing that I have seen happening since I've been the Chief Minister, or even as an ordinary citizen. The last time which a public rape like this took place was in 2002, opposite the Maulana Azad Medical College.
The Mamsi rape case, yes.
That was shocking enough because it also took place in the daytime. But after that, things sort of subsided and all. But this has touched the pinnacle of cruelty, the pinnacle of insensitivity, both by the police and by society per se. You know, when you see a thing like that happening, there are people in this society, 4 or 5 of them, who are so sick that they can do something like this. And the horrifying way this girl was treated, as you have just said. Now, it has been upsetting for everybody. Unfortunately, I do not have the police under me. But the first thing I did that very morning when I got to know about it was that we had set up some fast-track courts. Though it had been sanctioned in October, but somehow, you know, they weren't lying there. I wrote to Mr. Murugesan, the Chief Justice. I spoke to him. And I must say that he did it by the evening. He said, we've set them up. Now, we just have to. We pass the notification, now we do it. So that's one way of looking at it, that trials like this happen very quickly. But the demand really is, which you have also said, is that there should be more stringent and much more of a severer punishment than there is today.
Would you want to see a death penalty for rapists?
You know, for this, I would not like to say any kind of, but I'll tell you. 2 days ago, we called all the big NGOs and women working in women's field, including lawyers, including vice chancellors of universities, and of course Mr. Neeraj was there.
The police commissioner, yeah.
And all of them, like Indira Jay Singh was there. We have requested her, please give us a draft of the kind of bill that you made for the household, the children's, something it was. Can you do it quickly? Take on whoever else you want to. We will have this draft bill made and see what comes out, so that the draft bill acts as a deterrent. The punishment is enough to act as a deterrent, and people feel afraid of it. And I hope that will be ready. Then we will send it to the central government, because, you know, the laws are made by the Ministry of Justice. So we'll do that.
Personally, what do you feel? Personally, at an emotional level, when something like this happens, you know, you hear people saying, castrate the men, hang them, publicly stone them. It triggers a very atavistic sort of response. We even, and it's natural, it's an emotional response. But when we step back and we look sanely, there are others who've expressed concern that if there is a death penalty for rapists, perhaps the women being assaulted will be left, will be killed. Will be killed.
No, Barkha, if you ask me personally, if you ask me, I'd go with you and say yes, death, punishment, flogging, do what you like to shame the person and to shame others and prevent them from doing something like this. Yeah. But when I look at when I spoke to the Minister, Justice, and all these other people also, they said, look, many people think, and I also wonder that hanging to death is something that you take for murder. Has murder stopped?
Yeah.
When you come down to a little less emotional level. So therefore, but it has to be something that you have to be publicly ostracized for it and punished. The punishment should be said, Barkha, because I'll tell you, it's somebody amongst in our society who's doing it.